Content strategy is a crucial element in creating your content marketing plan. The first step in developing your strategy is to define your goals. Are you aiming to entertain, convince, inspire, or educate? Each piece of content you post should have a clear purpose and objective. It's essential to understand why you're posting and determine the best approach to achieve your goals. Justifying each piece of content you produce ensures its relevance and effectiveness. For content marketing, it's not always necessary to be present on every social media platform. Starting with 2 to 3 channels is often more manageable and effective. Once you exceed 3 channels, maintaining quality can become challenging. While larger brands may manage multiple platforms, smaller businesses should focus on fewer channels to maintain high-quality content. You can also repurpose content across different channels and utilize content curation, drawing on information from other sources to supplement your original content. Be deliberate with your content creation. Random or off-topic videos won't contribute to long-term brand loyalty or effective content marketing. So, when considering what type of content to create and use, it's important to think about the purpose behind each piece, whether it's a video, image, or interview. For instance, HubSpot collaborated with Zoom, leveraging its established reputation in marketing software to create a purposeful interview. The goal was to showcase Zoom as a valuable solution, with HubSpot's endorsement adding credibility, which exemplifies the concept of social proof. Social proof involves using testimonials or endorsements from businesses and customers to demonstrate that a brand is trustworthy and reputable, thus building consumer trust. Video is a particularly effective medium for this purpose. Unlike written reviews, which can be manipulated or falsified, videos provide a more authentic representation. Even though someone could act in a video, the visual and emotional elements, such as body language and facial expressions, add a layer of authenticity that text alone cannot convey. Additionally, videos allow for the inclusion of music, transitions, and on-screen text, which can make the content more engaging and dynamic compared to static reviews. Therefore, if you're planning to conduct interviews or share testimonials, opting for a video format can enhance authenticity and emotional impact, making it a more compelling choice than text-based content. For visual content in the form of video, as we've discussed, there are numerous strategies to consider. These considerations are key components of a robust content marketing strategy. One important aspect we discussed is the need to communicate effectively with various stakeholders as a social media marketer or general marketer for a company. These stakeholders include investors, business owners, and clients, and their interests often overlap. When developing your content creation strategy, it's essential to consider the perspectives and priorities of each group. For instance, investors are primarily concerned with return on investment, shareholder value, and possibly stock market performance if the company is publicly traded. They might be interested in content such as quarterly earnings reports, data sheets, pricing information, or PR news releases. Clients, on the other hand, are more focused on the daily execution aspects, including social media campaigns, customer service, sales, and lead generation. Business owners generally want to understand the overall financial performance, revenue, and brand positioning. They might be interested in brand awareness metrics, the effectiveness of advertising spend, and market share competitiveness. While a business owner might value company culture and internal engagement, an investor would focus on financial metrics and business performance. Overall, it's crucial to gather information, perform a needs assessment, and understand how to communicate with each stakeholder group effectively. This approach will help ensure that your content strategy addresses their needs and aligns with their expectations. Here's a brief overview of how to research your competitors effectively. First, let's consider Instagram. For example, if we're looking at Halloween content, you might start by researching a major player like Spirit Halloween. You could look them up on Google to find their official site and social media profiles. Once you have the website, explore their social media presence on platforms like Facebook. Examine their content, see where they direct their audience, and review their checkout process on social media. Growth hack. Tip: you can analyze the URL slugs of their social media content. For instance, a URL like spirithalloween.com category Halloween women's costumes may include UTM parameters. The URL builder: you can use this tool to create a trackable link, which will generate a URL with UTM parameters that you can monitor in Google Analytics. Tracking with UTM parameters: if you're not familiar, UTM parameters are used to track the performance of URLs in social media campaigns. I'll show you how to use them. For example, a UTM parameter could include fields such as medium, identifies the type of traffic, such as organic social; source, indicates where the traffic is coming from, like Facebook; campaign, describes the specific campaign, e.g., adult costume; content, details the content type, like Halloween apparel; term, often optional, it specifies keywords. Lastly, shortening links. To make tracking easier, you might use a URL shortener. Understanding and using these methods can help you track your own social media performance more effectively. The point is to understand why tracking this is important for you. If you create content that directs people to your website, using a tracking link tool helps you measure how organic content drives traffic. This is one way to gauge the effectiveness of your content strategy, as seen in analytics. Going back to competitor analysis, you can see what kind of imagery they use, how they track content, and the user experience through social media. Other things you can explore when researching competitors: you can check out their events, about sections, or videos. Seeing how they set up these elements can offer valuable insights. Another fast method for competitor research is using Google's Keyword Planner. Research your competitors by analyzing their testimonials, reviews, and who they follow. You could also gather creative ideas from their influencer partnerships or collaborations with companies, like candy companies, for example. Audit their content by reviewing Instagram posts. Do they use photos? Tag people? Look at their engagement levels, comments, hashtags, and replies, all of which help content rank better in the algorithm. To assess competitors' strengths and weaknesses, observe metrics like views, likes, and comments on their posts. Another tool you can check is the Google Ads Transparency Center, where you can search for a specific brand and see their ads. There is also the Facebook Ads Library, which gives you a search option, and you can search for relevant ads to your business to get ideas or see what your competitors are doing. Lastly, we have the YouTube Trends leaderboard and the TikTok Trends website. Use both of these to analyze current trends on each platform.